How you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Welcome to Nigeria. I know you're far away,
Man,
a bit far away from us, but it's very
Don't
good.
worry. I'll be back there soon.
You should come. You know, we've never had.
Before the end of the year, I'll be back here in Nigeria.
That'll be good because I see that you're on a tour right now. Is Nigeria on your list?
Yeah. Well, right now we're doing the U.S. We're doing a super fans tour, very intimate. Wow. Audience, no more than 3,500 people for all the super fans specifically to reactivate my base in the States. Oh. And then we're going to do a global tour. So we're definitely going to be doing a Pan-African tour as well, too. Soon to be, releasing those dates very soon.
And Nigeria will be on it.
Of course. Come on. Are you mad? Can you imagine doing Africa without doing Nigeria?
Dan, I will be mad at you if you do that anyways. Because, the thing is...
I will be mad at you.
But how are you doing? You're working on a brand new album now. You already worked on it. It's out. I mean, and what's going to be different about this album? What exactly is different about this album?
Yeah, so this album that I'm working on now, I'm taking it back to the original Akon sound, It'll be dropped, we're thinking about late December, early January, as of right now. In between, though, I'm doing a lot of exploring on the Amapiano side, Afrobeat, bringing the culture and the stuff that we already do, helping expose the sound globally. But when I come with the actual album, which is Iconic, it's going to be a mixture of everything you've already heard of Akon plus a little bit of culture. So it's going to be, I'm trying to find a way to really, leverage Africa musically in a big way. And I think with my album, I'm going to try to do it in the best way I can,
Yeah. The thing is, you tell your truths and you say it as it is, And sometimes people might have some misconception about, what exactly is your deal with Afrobeat? But you passionately speak about it.
Right.
It's a genre that is commercial, is everywhere. Everybody's talking about it. It's put Nigeria as a whole on the map. Well, to be honest, you've seen a lot of this through a lot of acts, which you've already supported in your journey. Why is Afrobeat so dear to you? Why?
Well, because my goal, and I always believe that my calling is to develop Africa. It was a good thing that God gave me the gift of music, and I felt that music could be the perfect board that creates a bridge between Africa and the rest of the world. So when Afrobeat, pretty much was introduced more from an Afro-pop standpoint, obviously, which was what caught the world's attention because it had a little bit more commercial elements, more melodies, more lifestyle and vibe. Yeah. It was like, okay, this is the point where we can actually open the doors to let people know the kind of talent that Africa actually has. The advantages that Nigeria has is, one, they speak very fluent English.
Boom.
Number two, they have a huge population globally, and they're very outspoken, so they self-promote themselves. So you don't really need a big machine to promote Nigeria. Nigeria does that on their own. And third, they're great at everything they do. So no matter what you put in Nigeria, and they're going to find a way to conquer and take it over. Wow. So I felt like, Nigeria is a very good, place to start when it comes to promoting Africa and Africa lifestyle. You know what I mean?
True. Who are you most proud of now? Because, I know you speak about a lot of, you have a lot of organic conversations about you being part of a growth, especially this genre, and a lot of artists. Who in Nigeria or Africa or as a whole are you most proud of? I know you talk a lot about Wizkid. Now there are a lot of other people, right?
Yeah, no, Wiz is like my little brother, he's pretty much, I give credit to the Wiz and the whole camp back there, man, early 98, moving around there, I think it kind of opened my eyes to what the opportunities was there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if I had to really say that I'm proud of someone specifically, it would probably be Davido.
Wow.
And the reason is because when Davido first came out, Davido was pretty much on his own. Like, he always had himself and maybe a few people around him, but for the most part, for him to be around this long, still consistent and more relevant now than he was till then. And we've seen a lot of artists came in and go in that time span. And Davido is still at his peak at this point. So that shows that he put in a lot of work, man, and he deserved everything that he got,
Yeah. How do you define a new Akon? Now, there's a part of you were talking, you said you're going back to because there's an Akon, I already said, I grew on the Akon of Locked Up, right? Very conscious. It felt so different, When you say you're going back, to that Akon we knew, was there any time you probably switched up your sound or there was a bit of digression? Was there any part at any time?
So the new album that I got coming, Iconic, is exactly what that is. It goes back to beginning, the first Akon that the world was introduced to. What I did with Afro Freak was more something I just did for fun. I was having fun with it. It's something I wanted to expose the Amapiano sound a little bit more, put out and push out the Afro beat a little bit more, like really give more of the culture into it, but with nothing, no expectations. I just wanted to have fun with it, really engulf the African culture within the Afro Freak album. The new album that we're coming with in December is going to be the typical Akon album that people have missed and haven't heard in such a long time, because this is something that I've been waiting to put together for a long time. I was going through a lot of, investment, my foundation, Akon City, Akon Lighting Africa with my energy company. So it was a lot of business that got in the way of my creativity. So for a long time, I was out of the music, business and scene. But I still stayed relevant because I was signing a lot of new artists and pushing out a lot of new artists, developing them in the United States. But now I'm coming back into full artist mode, touring, new albums, everything. And the first album that I'm going to be dropping is the Iconic album, which will be dropping in December.
Iconic album, right? Who's Mr. Brown? Is it somebody you just signed, or is
Yeah, he's one of the producers that I signed out of South Africa.
Oh.
I'm a piano producer.
This is dope. I love it. Enjoy that.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I could tell, when it comes to music, you got to explore. And you're one person you
have to.
Yeah, you don't stay in your comfort zone. And you chase the bag too, bro. What advice do you give to people, for musicians and businesses? Because I feel like sometimes people don't understand that you can't. I know music is good, but are you gonna? Why do you go into businesses? Because I feel like, everybody wants longevity and want to stay relevant, but you do a lot of things, right?
Right.
When a young musician gets into this space, what's the first advice you give them when it comes to money and business?
Well, the first advice I would give them is to learn the business. That's why it's called the music business. People do the music, but then they forget about the business.
Damn.
And they don't realize that if you're a great businessman, you're going to be in this game a long time, because the business comes first in this music business. And that's being really, really honest. But understand how the game works, understand the business of it, understand transactions, understand how to leverage yourself, the value of yourself, and how it, translates back into money, and understand your brand more than anything. Because if you understand your brand and you understand how much your brand is worth, and you can utilize a way to take that brand and really make a lot of money for you in the game,
Yeah. So which one of your would you say have you made the most money from music, or over any other businesses? Would you say you made the most money in music over other businesses?
No, actually, interestingly enough, music is the one that I make the less money out of all my businesses.
Damn. But it's hard to believe that. Can you explain?
I know, because what happens is music is the biggest marketing tool for business. And music, we make everything look big. We make it look expensive. We make it look grand. But in actuality, it's just an image. It's just smoke in the mirror. Half these people that you see on television aren't as rich as they look. They just pretending to be rich because that's how you market yourself.
Crazy.
But the music just opens the door to get to the real money.
Crazy. If you're going to sign anybody right now, from Nigeria, because I know you've those were options and things that have happened in the past. Who would you love to sign if you're going to sign anybody right now? If you had any chance to sign anybody that we know, or somebody you felt like, I should have signed that guy, or I should have signed that lady.
Bro, honestly, I would probably say the one person in Nigeria that thinks like how I think and see the future the way I see it is probably Olamide. 100%. And he understands seeing new artists and opportunity at the same time and how that equates to equity for him. So mostly every artist that he probably signed would have been artists that I probably would have been looking at today.
Damn. So if you had your way, you would like to sign Ashake. You wish you signed someone like Ashake.
Honestly, I wish I would have signed Olamide, because Olamide would have signed everybody anyway.
That's what everybody, you got to go for the Big Apple. That's it.
Hey, Olamide, because you got to understand, Olamide was my favorite artist.
Wow.
To is before he reinvented himself as an executive. He was my favorite artist. That's how we met. When I met him, I told him, yo, man, he's my favorite, literally my favorite artist, you know?
He's one of the inspiration for a lot of youngsters out here, not just being, making great albums and music. He has the eye for the music. He knows the guys who can make that magic. And also, I mean, he's actually one of the simplest executive that I've known. Keeps it easy, keeps it simple.
Nah, man, listen, he's so humble. Yeah, he's so humble. He's good-hearted, and he's very honest. And, he's someone that I would always forever do business with, 100%.
Crazy. That's very good. So let's talk about the EP Afro Freak, right? Everybody talks about a favorite. I mean, it's hard when you ask any talent who makes music to tell you, I have a favorite song. Which song would you say is your favorite?
Right.
It's a trick question. People don't really answer.
Yeah. Me, it's hard to ask. It's hard to ask. But right now, I would definitely say the one that I've been having on repeat is So Rough with me and Javor.
Oh. Which song do you say is being the hardest for you to make in your lifetime? It might be just trying to collaborate with them or trying to get through to you. Which has been the hardest collaboration you've ever done in your lifetime?
The hardest collaboration I've ever done would have been, I would probably say it was Eminem.
Wow. Why? Tell us why.
Yeah, because nobody couldn't find him. He was the first artist that I could never find. So I literally had to jump on a plane and fly all the way to Detroit to physically look for him. Like, that was a journey, but we ended up catching up with him, man. I hooked up with Obi Trice, and Obi Trice took me right to his studio.
Crazy. Obi Trice, you got some teeth.
Yeah.
I know a lot of
that's him.
A lot of Gen Zs will know that now. Got some teeth.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a top rapper, man. Whether you like it or not, Obi Trice. Now there's this comparisons about, hip hop and Afrobeat. They feel like it's taking away that part. And you're a rapper too, right? I mean, what do you think about that?
Yeah, it's definitely doing that, but that's what it's supposed to do. I think when it comes out, people get excited, more people get involved, and as people from different cultures get involved, the sound is going to slightly twist, it's going to slightly change, and it's going to grow. That's what hip-hop did. Right now, you can't go anywhere in the world, and you don't hear hip-hop music in their own culture. So what's going to happen is everyone's going to adapt your music into their culture, and it's going to sound different, but be very excited because all they're doing is helping it grow.
Yeah. And things will change. People will evolve, and music will... It's also good.
It will. You got to change with it.
Absolutely.
People get old. People get tired of it. So you got to reinvent it. You got to reinvent the sound, reinvent yourself, and then embrace all the newer guys bringing a whole bunch of new, value to it. Because Afrobeat in a minute is going to be big globally. Where you're gonna have reggaeton artists doing Afrobeat. You're gonna have Indians and Chinese and Asians doing Afrobeat. Yeah. You can't say, that's our music. You can't do that. No, you embrace it. Allow them to bring their own culture in it and let it grow. And it's the reason why hip-hop was the #1 genre in the world for so many years, because no matter where you go in the world, people will be doing hip-hop in their own language, embracing it,
You're known for always, the things people don't see. You're very open-minded. I mean, to be honest, I followed your craft, your career all my life, and you're very open-minded. And things, there's this misconception. I'm not sure it's a misconception, but I know it's out there, right? But not a lot of people know it. I might know it, people might not know it. Did you ever sign Lady Gaga?
Right.
Did you ever sign Lady Gaga?
Yes, so Lady Gaga was my first pop artist that I signed.
Exactly.
She was signed to Con Live when we put her out, and we had a lot of success with her. She was amazing, man. That girl is so smart, very creative, and for a long time I didn't, expose the fact that I signed her because I knew she was a pop artist for the white, audience. And in America, obviously an artist that could become that big, they don't want to see a black man behind it. So for a long time I never mentioned the fact that she was signed to me. Wow. I just allowed the world to embrace her as she was.
Crazy. And that now from everybody's from the horse's mouth, some people did not believe it because they feel Akon. I mean, but you made that happen.
Right.
So you signed Lady Gaga.
100%.
Wow. What has been your biggest trick? I know there's no magic to these things, but I feel like you're one of the most relevant artists that I've ever known. What has been your biggest trick?
I think it's been my openness, to want to learn more about other cultures globally. give young new artists and talent opportunities to expose themselves. And more than anything, just staying humble, man. You know, I think we all come from humble beginnings. So when you get to a level of success, you never really forget what you've been through to get there. And the moment you never forget that part, you'll always be hungry, you know?
Mixtapes, you know, you get to say and spit out your mind, right? I mean, you've done mixtapes like The Freedom, you've done Illegal Alien. Which one would you say you spot the most of your venom on? You know, mixtapes.
It'll probably be the first. The first album, Trouble, because I was going through a lot around that time, so I had a lot more to expose.
Crazy. Now, the next thing is, I mean, you dropped this EP, I think, around August, right? You dropped the EP, Afro Freak, around August. And, I mean, what has been that acceptance like since you kicked this off?
Nah, it's been amazing, man. Yeah, it's been amazing, man. We've been doing all these festivals. Africa's coming all over the place, man. We've been having so much fun with it. I'm so happy I did it because it kind of reignited me back to the culture.
Yeah.
So that way I can ignite this base when I drop my next album as well as my domestic audience, you know?
Well, so when is that album coming out?
Now we're looking at end of December. Yeah, we're looking at end of December in the next few weeks, I'll be able to give you the exact date.
Oh, cool. I mean, that's what we call December money. People drop works just to prepare yourself for Christmas, and then everybody who have traveled around the world from every part of the world, they come back home, and it's madness.
Right.
So I think December is a good time to drop anybody a work. The thing is, I already said it. I mean, it's good. We're always from the horse's mouth. I mean, I'm already putting you on the spot. We want you in Nigeria.
Absolutely.
There should be like an Akon live. Do you all agree? Guys? Yeah, I mean, just Akon show.
And I'll definitely be there.
And I'll just come and sing and piss in my pants. I mean, what I mean is, you know that kind of feeling for songs come up. Your Trouble album, I practically know every song on it, to be honest. So I think it'd be nice to just sing along.
Nah, that's what's up, man.
And listen,
That'll
guys,
be amazing.
That'll be good. That'll be good. But it's always a pleasure having you here in Nigeria, having you on our platform every single time, talking to you, even in your time. I heard you're in Senegal now, right?
Yeah, I'm in Senegal right now.
That's cool.
I'm finishing up Amira's album.
Oh, wow. Bro, you're not playing. You're not playing. So just tell us, just run through this EP, you know, how we're going to, I mean, I know it's on every platform. What next CD are you going to be in? You're on a tour right now. What CD are you going to go into next?
Yeah, right now the tour doesn't start until the 1st of November.
Okay.
I'm currently in Africa right now in Senegal, finishing up Javor's album.
Okay.
We just about to drop the next single with him. It's called So Rough.
Okay.
The current single right now is called Loco. Produced by Spells. Yep.
Spells.
We actually have a video for that one that we actually shot in Nigeria. So the video is shot in Lagos.
Oh wow. So Spells, you're on that.
Yeah.
Shout out to thank you so much. Thank you so much. I mean, everybody's good. You gotta be on
absolutely.
him. As a Nigerian magician too.
Oh, it's done. Yeah. Man, for sure. If you go on YouTube right now, pull up Loco, you'll see the video. The video is going crazy right now.
Crazy. Thank you very much, Akon, for joining the show, Superstar Wednesday, the midday show.
Thank you, brother.
A pleasure every single time. Thank you so much. Guys, go and cop the brand new EP. It's called Afro Freak. It dropped already. Great songs on it, and I think you're going to love it. I mean, I heard a couple of it, and I'll be playing that on the show as well. So keep your fingers crossed. Whatever you're doing, you know it. Akon will be coming to Nigeria. I already said that. I hope he promised. I mean, I promise
you already
keep
know.
it. Thank you so much, man, for coming on the show. Have a wonderful day.